Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show, this is the NXT Ring Report. We have a lot of matches. Let's get down to that. Honoring the D'Angelo family. We takes on Sean Spears. Can Stacks get his hands on Sean Spears? We'll talk about it coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Also, too, we told you Ricky Stark. We know we the game change contract signed take place on NXT. Ricky Starks comes to NXT, but he has a name change that you will not believe what it is. I'm still gonna call him Ricky Stark. Hey, ain't me. But Zarya and Zora Roca takes on Last Legend Jakar Jackson in women's tag team action. With more women's action. Deanna Jordan, Jada Park, and Common Petronel Balor and no one contenders true threat match. Who's gonna meet Stephanie Secure for her NXT Women's Championship? We get things started here on the NXT Ring Report right here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in that conversation. Use the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe and can tell somebody, let somebody know that you're watching the Pro Wrestling Show. And we're glad you can join us on the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's not waste no time whatsoever. We're going to kick things off here on the Pro Wrestling Show with a. Let's not waste no time. Let's get things started right here, right now. With this. Who is this? Right here, we're going to show you right quick. This man right here, he is a TNA legend. A TNA legend indeed. The man name is Moose. Moose finally made the jump from Impact TNA, and he's coming to make a special visit on WWE TV. Moose, I finally knew Moose was coming. Told you about that talent exchange, that partnership between TNA and WWE is coming to fruition. It's coming to fruition, all right. And what a fruition it has come. Moose making the jump to WWE. Just for now, Moose called out the NXT champion over Fimby. I could love seeing that match. Moose versus Oba Fimby. What a match that would be between those two. Kind of like both similar in style, both similar. Moose and Oba Fimby. I would like to say which one of these two monsters want to tear it up in a square circle. Moose that way to see. But Moose looking good in WWE. Moose ready for his WWE debut. Moose showing out his belt. Moose with the Impact Exhibition Championship. Moose could defend that championship down the road. You can see Moose doing that. When he does, I can't wait to see Moose do the Moose slide and slide on down. Moose looking there. You want to make his name, his presence felt. Even Moose decided to want to test his skills. He called out Brian Pillman Jr., Lexus King. Moose probably want a match against Lexus down the road. Moose and Lexus King. What a match that would be. We could see that coming down the road very soon. Moose versus Brian Pillman Jr., Lexus King. Everybody won't see this match. I'm thinking we might see this match, Moose and Oba Fimby, probably at Stand and Deliver. You might see that match going for. I thought it was gonna be Trick Williams, but I changed my mind. It might not be Trick Williams. It could be Moose, and Moose wants a shot at the championship. I can see Moose challenging Oba Fimby. What a match that's gonna be. Put it for Moose's. Put it for Oba's NXT Championship. We haven't seen nobody from TNA come around, like a big name from TNA coming around to Lake Kane, but we're gonna keep a close eye on this. But we know next week Moose will take on Lexis King. Moose versus Lexis King next week for Moose's X Division Championship. The X Division title will be held and be online next week. So looking forward to seeing that coming up as well. So hey, big surprise by the big dog Moose coming from TNA to make a rare appearance and perhaps tease a match that he might go against Obafemi for the NXT Championship. Well, we get to one of the matches tonight, and one of the matches featured a triple threat match to determine who's next in line to meet new champion Stephanie Victoria for her North American title. Well, Stephanie had a couple of challenges: Keani Jordan, Jay Park, and Carmen Petronova. This match was that. A lot of action, fast and furious, but Carmen Petronova gets the win. Carmen Petronova gets her first title match against Stephanie McMahon next week, next Tuesday, with the help of her boyfriend, Ashanti Adonis. Carmen Petronova will go against Stephanie next week. Stephanie Victoria looking forward for her first title defense against you know who. So we're looking forward to seeing that. Carmen Petronova getting ready, and we'll just have to wait and see how Carmen will do next week. Well, speaking of that, was the tag team match as Zarya and Zoa Roka took on Lash Legend and Jakari Jackson. Lash Legend, Jakari Jackson come on the hill. Lash Legend did a YouTube video where Trick Williams, her boyfriend, they went to Mexico. Real nice. They real nice. They did it. Well, Zarya and Zoa Roka trying to teach Zarya how to be human and not try to act all crazy and stuff. Teach her how to be ladylike. And Zarya getting accustomed real quick. And she really is getting accustomed to everything. Zarya and Zoa Roka get the win and get the Duke after that pin. So hey. Well, we get to this. The No Cash Crew called out saying they want to go against the world's greatest tag team. Then people think like they want to go against the tag team champions. No, they want to come out and fight the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys, a legendary tag team who won tag team titles all over every promotion you can think of, including WWE. The Hardy Boys return home in WWE to NXT, and they'll be home and take on against No Cash Crew next week. So No Cash Crew will take on the legendary Hardy Boys. Team and Scream coming back for one night in WWE. The Hardy Boys are the current TNA World Tag Team Champions, and the Hardy Boys looking to come back. Don't forget, I don't know if the Hardy Boys, they might induct the Hardy Boys into the Hall of Fame someday. You never know. It could be sooner rather than later. Only time will tell, but the Hardy Boys set to return on NXT coming back next Tuesday against the No Cash Crew. Well, speaking of that, we told you the official contract signing for Ricky Starks. They never say his name. They never made mention of what his name is. They just said him, he, and all that. We knew who he was. We know what was going down. Well, Ricky Starks coming out there to sign the contract to make it official. And Ricky Starks calls himself now Ricky Saints. Ricky Starks came out there. I'm still gonna call him Ricky Starks. I'm so used to calling him Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks got confronted by Ethan Page. Ethan Page confronted Ricky Starks about their time in AEW and saying this is a new league for him to come from AEW now to NXT. Ricky Starks know where what was going on until Javante Evans came out of nowhere and tried to attack try to get him some of you know who Ethan Page. Ethan Page ran away and ran scared like he always do. Ethan Page even ran to the whatever he had to go. Well, Ricky Starks was about to sign his contract until he got interrupted again by Wesley. Wesley said he wants to show Ricky Starks the proper way and show him how things are done around here in NXT. Ricky Starks said he rarely knows how to get around real quick. And Ricky Starks and Wesley did so tonight. Now we know there'll be a tag team matchup next week. Ricky Starks will team up against Javon Evans to take on Ethan Page and Wesley next week. So we'll see that match coming up as well. So look forward to seeing that match coming up. Well, Sean Spears was in action against Dimes. Sean Spears won his match against Dimes and made quick work of Dimes tonight. Dimes really didn't have no chance tonight. Dimes was really laid on his back tonight, and Dimes, Sean Spears, a lot of folks are coming from AEW to NXT, making a name for himself, and that's what Sean Spears did on Dimes tonight. Well, Eddie Thorpe was in action. He won against Chase Andrew. Ed Thorpe put Chase Andrews to work and got rid of him until he got confronted by Trick Williams. And Trick Williams saying that he's going to show him he's going to go out blaze of glory and going to take Eddie Thorpe with him. So this feud between Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe is far from over. Trick Williams and Eddie Thorpe are not done yet. So this feud continues on. Eddie Thorpe won the Indian scrap match this past weekend on Vengeance Day. Got himself a victory by defeating Trick Williams, and Trick Williams really did not forget about what Eddie Thorpe did to him. So that leaves that coming up forward for them. Well, we get to this huge tag team match earlier in the show. Jordan Grace came out to help out women's champion Julia and NXT North American champion Stephanie McCure. They had a six-woman tag team action. That six-woman tag team action, they defeated Fatal Influence. Defeated Fatal Influence. We don't know if we might see Stephanie McCure and Julia fight one-on-one, or maybe Jordan Grace might come on in and cause some ruckus. May make it a triple threat match between these three women. I got my money. I know who my money's on. And I'll say either Stephanie or Jordan, one or two. I'm not. Julia's okay, but they try to make her look like Oscar, but she's not resonate enough for everybody. But it's gonna take some time, like they always say. Well, at the end, we saw Ava coming around destruction, as you see right here. Ava trying to see what's going on. That vigilante group coming out of nowhere and attacking the whole NXT group. Even left the general manager shocked and stunned. Robert Stone attacked, left out. And this is the sign right here. No one is safe. Would that mean that Ava ain't safe? She's the one controlling what's going on. Only time will tell on that situation, but who knows? We will have to wait and see how all this is going to play out next week. But tonight was a good NXT. NXT is getting good. Even the storylines you having stars coming in from different promotions, such as Muse, and coming out trying to call out Oba Fimby. That's going to be a future match down the road. Ricky Starks finally signed his NXT contract. He'll be in action next week. He'll make his WWE debut against Ethan Page and Wesley, along with Ricky Starks' tag team partner, Javon Evans. So we'll see that as well. But we know next week, Moose will defend the X Division title against Nexus King next week. So looking forward to seeing that, however that's going to be. All right. We're going to that's going to end the NXT Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we see the game Triple H introducing the new title belts. I don't know why he introducing WID title belts, but he introduced it on social media today. The game, the WWE executive introduced the WID program. I guess he introduced a male and a women's championship. I guess representing WID. However that's going to be and however that's going to go. Um, we see Triple H holding it. Well, I guess he's going to be presenting it to whoever WWE scouts, and we will see. But Triple H presented it online today on WID and however there's going to be. Well, Cody Rhodes did a house show and wrestled in Charlotte. WWE champion did a house match after Raw, and Cody Rhodes did that match with a fan. Congratulate him. But Seth Rollins revealed that he may be interested in running WWE after the current regime had decided to move on. When asked about plans and for post retirement, I guess Seth Rollins wants to take over. I think Seth Rollins got a unique mind. Let's see. I guess Seth Rollins, CM Punk, who knows? But we'll see in wrestling if Seth Rollins got what it takes to do what he need to do. We just got this message from Moose. You only get one chance to make a first memorable impression. He really did tonight with Oba Femby. That's the match that everybody wants to see. That's what Moose had wrote. So we'll see that coming up. As well as next week, the Hardy Boys set to return back to WWE for one night only as TNA World Champions. Gonna be hearing that song again. What a memorable time, a memorable moment for the Hardy Boys as well. We were gonna talk about WWE legends and future greats. We'll save that for tomorrow. So we'll save that. Plus, Michael Cole was on Logan Paul's podcast, and Michael Cole talked about his time in WWE and how Cole dealt with Vince McMahon in his ear and how he get now the freedom to say what he wants to say and gets creative freedom versus Triple H's freedom. And Michael Cole also revealed he signed a new contract, so he's going to be along. He's going to be around WWE for a very long time. And Michael Cole, the voice of WWE, making mention of what he's going to do during his WWE time. Also does good on the WWE greatest moments on the A&E. So Mike Cole getting his shine right now for A&E networks and stuff. Before we leave, we want to talk about the women of, since it's Black History Month, we want to celebrate the Black women who made contributions to the wrestling business. And you see a lot of people like that. You see Bianca Belair and Naomi, the current women's tag team champions. Jade Cargill, former women's tag team champion, and was a former TBS champion for AEW. Sasha Banks, better known as Mercedes Moné, now the current TBS champion. Athena, who's better known as Ember Moon, a Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Jazz, a former WWE Women's Champion as well. Jacqueline is former Women's Champion. Alicia Fox, a former Divas Champion. Karma, the former TNA Women's Champion, Knockouts Champion. Charmel, the manager of Booker T and wife of Booker T, and entrepreneur and owner of the Reality of Wrestling. And Sapphire, Janina White from Kansas City or something like that. And she used to drive the wrestlers back and forth, but she was in her WWE days is known as Sweet Sapphire, managing Dusty Rhodes and the $1 Million Man Tibiase. So these women play a good partial part in Black history. We want to celebrate all these women for playing the way. So we will have more Black history for the men's down the road before we end our Black history. All right, that we had a Black History Program month. We're gonna leave you with this. General Manager Ava is gonna have to get to the bottom of what happened to Robert Stone and the rest by this vigilante group. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long. Thanks for watching the NXT Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.